Happy Wednesday, everyone. We got a fun workout coming your way. Oh, it's going to be a burner. It's going to be fast. But let's talk about that right now. All right. Our warm-up today is going to consist of some wide stance, good morning, for 5 to 10 reps. Side lunge for 6 to 10 alternating reps. Single leg bridge, 5 to 7 reps per side. And a bridge pullback with 10-second hold. And we'll talk about that. It's kind of a new one. We've done it before, but we're going to break it down for you guys really well. 2 to 3 rounds. Then we'll move into some squat development work. Sumo Squat for 5 reps at a 5-3 tempo, so a 5-second hold at the bottom for 5 reps. Goblet Squat, 3 at 3-5-3. Foot assist pistol for 3 aside, and then a dumbbell squat out in front. So I'll walk you through that for 5 reps at a 3-5-3. 2 to 3 rounds, taking that down, having some fun with that, just working some squat development, and then we're going to move you into the work set. The work set today is 21-15-9. Dumbbell, sumo deadlift high pull, 21 per side. Then the next round, 15 per side, and then 9 per side. How that works moving through, we have dumbbell, sumo deadlift high pull, box jump, and air squat. So we have some fun stuff. We'll have some good options for your box jumps if you don't have access to a box or a step. But we'll take that down for you guys, get you prepped. Be prepared, it's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, and a whole lot of fun. Let's get you ready to go. Alright, let's get those feet under the hips. We'll take the arms big and tall. Let's get a little side bend going on. Come back through, a little side bend. Just reaching those bodies. Take it all the way down to the floor. Touch those toes. And walk up those shins. Nice flat back. We'll come down, frame the foot. We'll step it back into our lizard. Nice and square in those hips. We'll take the inside hand all the way up. And we're going to rotate forearm to the floor. Come back up. Take that arm back down, forearm to the floor, stretch it up, and rotate forearm to the floor, and back up. Plant the hand, step it back into our down dog, reaching those hips, setting those shoulders, walk those heels out one at a time, just waking things up really well. Then we'll come back into our plank, stepping that other foot up, inside hand reaches way up. Rotate, forearm to the floor, come back up, rotate, back up, and rotate, and back up. We'll plant that hand, we'll step it back again, setting those shoulders, getting good and set through that upper back. Walk the heels, slowly, just to wake up the calves, we're going to keep them moving though. Wake up those feet into that plank. Tiptoeing those feet up. We're going to roll ourselves up, big stretch. Little reach, and a little reach. Good, we'll come back down with those hands. And get you guys fired up. We'll have some fun. So, pause the video if you want to take down some gentle warm-up for yourself. Cat-cows, thread the needles, a little bit more lower body focus. We're going to come at you with this top piece of the work set, getting those legs ready. Alright, we're going to start off with a wide stance good morning today. So I'm going to turn profile. My stance is going to be pretty wide because I'm going to go right into my side lunge from here. But I'm going to stand up nice and tall. Although wide, I can still open my hips up fully and get my hips nice and neutral. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes. I'm going to pull my hips back, softening the knees, allowing my weight to stay through that midfoot and that back nice and straight and flat. I'll squeeze and come back up out of the hinge, and then again, pulling back, softening the knees. My weight is staying through that midfoot where my laces are. Big toe staying down, and a nice tall stand. So really taking the time to explore that drawing back of the hips to allow those hips to hinge. Right out of that, I'm going to move into 6 to 10 side lunges. And I want you to think about that hip going to the heel or towards the heel, just like a squat. So I set, I squeeze, I pull the hip down towards the heel, allowing that knee to track the toe. I stay as upright as I can through my body, pushing through that leg. So I want to think squat. So I pull the hip to the heel, staying tall, toes are flat, feet are flat, and I come up nice and solid. There's no tempo to those, but those are always really nice to take relatively slow and steady to really focus on opening up the hips and staying balanced. So we're not using momentum and bouncing. After that, we have to lay down. So I'm gonna lay down on my back, and I'm gonna get myself set up. Feet are gonna be flat just outside of my fingers. I'm gonna use my arms as a chance to base and kind of stabilize. I'm gonna pick my favorite leg, lift that leg up so it's bent, straight on an angle, straight up to the sky, whatever you like. I'm gonna pull my ribs in, and I'm gonna squeeze and lift into that nice single leg bridge. So I'm just squeezing, lifting, so that my body is nice and set, and I'm going to maintain that good strong position as I work on opening up the hips fully, but keeping the ribs pulled in, so that I'm not overextending and putting a lot of pressure into my neck and shoulders. So my feet, or my foot and my shoulders should take the brunt of the loading. My neck and head should not take too much load. After that, we're going to work on a bridge pullback. The bridge pullback is a nice little exercise to help find your hamstrings. So I'm going to get myself set up in my normal bridge position. I'm going to pull my ribs in. I'm going to rise into my bridge. And right now, the weight of my foot and body is kind of midfoot. I'm going to shift my weight to the balls of the feet, but I'm not pressing into the toes. So there's a difference between a slight shift of weight forward and pressing into the toes. So let's focus on shifting. The heels might come up a little bit, but it's not pressing. There should be no unnecessary tension in the calf. So I squeeze my ribs in, I squeeze and lift to my position, shift my weight to the front portion of my foot, and then I pull my heels back towards my glutes. They're not going to move, but I'm going to pull through my hamstrings, and with my balls of the feet and the weight through that, it's going to feel like I'm trying to pull the floor back. But again, our feet will be contact with the floor, and they're not going to move, but you are going to feel a tremendous sensation through your hamstring. So we want to make sure that when we do this, we're listening to our body, and we're not pulling too aggressively to make our hamstrings cramp. We want to make sure that we're giving ourselves enough sensation for what we can handle at the time, and over time build. It says 10 seconds, but I want you to experience the dose of that hamstring engagement that you can handle and what you need today. So that might be 5 to 10, it might be, who knows, might be 3 seconds of just hold, relax, reset, and do it again. So you can accumulate 10, or just feel those hamstrings kick on, and then slowly release them as you go and build that capacity. Take your time with that. We don't want those hamstrings to cramp. Quick recap, we have a wide stance, good morning, 5 to 10 reps. Side lunge, 6 to 10 alternating. Single leg bridge, 5 to 7 per side. Bridge pullback for 10 seconds, or that range that we just talked about for 2 to 3 rounds. It's going to give you a good chunk of work to wake up those legs and that body, moving into our squat development. Pause the video, take that down, come back and see me, walk you through some squats. All right, our next phase is you're going to really work on the squat positioning and open up those hips and ankles for what's to come with the box jumps and the air squats in the workout. Now we're going to start off with a sumo squat. So our feet are going to be just outside that normal squat stance. So we're going to be a little bit wider than normal. So that means we have to focus on pressing the knees out just a little bit wider, more than normal. So I'm still going to follow those same squat mechanics. My weight stays to my midfoot. I set my glutes and ribs. I pull my hips to my heels so I stay as upright as I can, pushing those knees out. My feet stay flat, and then I push through those legs, stand tall. Hips and shoulders rise at the same time. So that tempo we have today is a 3-second down, a 5-second hold in the bottom, active, so we're not getting kind of soft in the bottom, we're staying strong, and a 3-second stand. So it's going to give you a lot of time to spend getting kind of comfortable in the bottom of the squat, opening up the hips, and building that position. After that, we're going to move into our goblet squat. And the dumbbell's going to come up under the chin. If you'd like to do normal air squats, you're more than welcome to, but the dumbbell's going to help get us down a little bit deeper perhaps, and or give her some counterbalance. So the dumbbell will be under the chin. I'm going to work on that regular squat stance that I know and love. I'm going to pull the hips to the heels, keeping my body upright, my knees tracking the toes, and my body nice and strong as I rise up. We're going to hit 3 of these. the same tempo. So a 3-second down, 5-second hold, staying active in the bottom, feeling those feet, and then a 3-second stand. Lots of time again to work on that, building that bottom position, building the engagement through the core I need to maintain an upright torso, and just really working on those good key squat mechanics. After, we're going to go to a single leg squat, pistol with a foot assist. So we're going to get our toe just slightly behind, my foot flat, nice and set. I'm going to squeeze, squaring up my hips to the front. Same squat mechanics. I'm going to pull my hip to my heel, keeping that weight through that front foot, that flat foot. I'm going to push through that leg, using this kickstand leg as a little bit of assistance to get me out of the bottom and work on a little bit of extra balance for myself so I can really focus on that leg. If things are getting easier, you can start to load that a little bit, and or you can tuck that toe or the top of the foot on the back of the heel, which is going to allow you to still work on some support through the hip staying square, and it's going to take away that balance aspect. So we're going to have to really focus on our balance as we come down and come out of the bottom of that squat. Take your time, play with the foot assisted pistol that works for you. That's going to help you further your squat and your ability in that movement. Last but not least in our squat development is a out front dumbbell squat. So it's very similar to a goblet, and if you're more comfortable doing a goblet or you have too heavy a load that you can do this out in front, then you can do another goblet set of squats. But what we're going to work on is a regular squat. We're going to extend our arms with a little bit of load out to the front, so we're actively pressing that dumbbell at the front. We're going to lift it up a bit as we take the hips down, keeping that body upright, keeping that body engaged, working on that good position as I reach those hands up. So the dumbbell always stays about head level. So it's always going to stay up in front of the face as I actively lift into the bottom. My squat is identical to every other mechanic I've been working through in this session, except I'm going to actively push those arms out to the front the whole time. That's going to help keep us super upright, and it's really going to help maintain that strong torso position. As a quick recap, we have a sumo squat for 5, 3-5-3 tempo, goblet squat for 3, 3-5-3 tempo, foot assist pistol for 3 aside, no tempo, but if you want to add one in, you can, and a dumbbell squat out front for 5 at a 3-5-3 tempo. 2 to 3 rounds, really taking the time to dive into those mechanics, really work the skill of the squat and have fun with it. Pause the video, take that down. We're going to come back at you with a little bit of a review on these movements that we have in our work set and get you ready to go. All right, the workout is here. What we got for you guys? 21-15-9, dumbbell, sumo deadlift, high pull per side, box jump, and air squat. So our sumo deadlift high pull again is that lovely movement where we're going to work on timing and pairing of the leg, hip, and pull with the arm. So I'm going to stand over top of my dumbbell. I'm going to turn profile to the camera so you can see my hips. But what we have for you guys, we're going to stand over top of that dumbbell. I'm going to pull my hips back and down into that nice deep position. So it's a little bit more like a dumbbell snatch or a clean. I'm going to push through those legs, opening up those hips, driving through, and allowing that dumbbell to flow up to the sternum and then come back to the hip. So the legs do most of the work. So I take it down to the floor or where I feel comfortable. I push through those legs. I let that dumbbell come up as I guide it close to the body and really work on keeping that elbow high and outside. So the timing of this is super important. We don't want to start using that arm until the legs and hips have started that dumbbell moving upwards, and then we just guide the dumbbell's momentum up towards the sternum. The elbow is going to come high and outside, not forward and in. So we want to make sure that that elbow is backing up, which is going to help open up that shoulder really well. In the workout, you're going to do the number of reps, 21 in a row on one side, 21 on the other side, and then you do the same thing for the 15 and the 9. But we got to go through the other exercises first. So what we have the box jump. I have a box handy right here. So if you have something stable that you're comfortable jumping on or stepping on, we can do this series of exercises. So we can work on the jump. So we throw those hips back a bit, softening the knees and allowing the knees to go partially out. And we jump, tall, opening up the hips, stepping down, resetting. So hips, stand tall, step down. If you don't feel comfortable jumping on the apparatus that you have at home, you can work on a step. So we open up the hips fully. You're just going to alternate back and forth on that step up. If you'd like to lightly load it, you can, but it's not super necessary. Likewise, if you like to go sideways, work on a little bit of lateral movement, you can work on our lateral step over, which we get this little extension, and we come back through. So I like leaving my foot up for this one, so we can work on some ankle mobility and some knee alignment. It also takes out the chance that you might trip on the way up. So you can definitely leave the leg up or bring it down, it's up to you, but just make sure you're careful in getting that leg on top of the box before you get it going. Now, if you don't have a stable surface to step, jump, or lateral step over on, we have a couple options for you that involve freestanding jumping. We can work on a tuck jump. So we pull the hips back gently, we drive up, and then we pull the knees up to the chest. So I get that nice quick hip, and then I land soft. These aren't rebounds, so I want you to think about that nice quick jump, nice high jump, as high as you feel comfortable, mostly as high as you can control the landing. So we shouldn't be landing stiff, but we want to land nice and soft and relaxed. Other option is a broad jump. So we can stand and we can jump lengthwise instead of vertical. So we get those hips back, knees go out, and then we jump forward. We land in the same kind of power position that we would if we were landing on the box with the knees slightly out, and we absorb nice and soft. The big thing here, you guys, we want to make sure that we're only jumping as far as we can control our landing and our positioning. We shouldn't be landing and falling or running. We should be landing soft and stable, and then continue on. Stick that landing. Now, our last exercise is the air squats. We're going to try and build that fatigue from each of those exercises and use the air squat to either push the pace or a little bit of recovery for cardio, and then push the pace. So the air squat is the same stance as our goblet squat or our out front squat that we used in our warm-up, except we don't use anything in our hands, so there's no load. We're going to pull the hips to the heels, keeping our body upright, and the hard part about this is that we have no load to help us maintain position. So we have to put ourselves in that perfect squat position that we have every single time. Work on quality for those air squats. Take your time, work your depth, and if you'd like to squat to a target, please do so. It can help build quality squatting, consistency, and making sure that you're getting down to the bottom of that squat for you. So as a quick recap of the workout, we have 21 dumbbell sumo deadlift high pulls per side, 21 box jump or box jump variation, 21 air squats, then 15, 15, 15, 9, 9, 9. Check the workout description for some more box jump options for you and some more sumo deadlift high pull options as well. I hope you enjoy this one, you guys. It's going to be quick, it's going to be fast, but it's a lot of opportunity in that warm-up to work on your squat mechanics and just make that squat that much better. Let me know how this one goes, you guys. I'm super looking forward to this one. I hope you enjoy. As always, though, work for quality, have fun, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more fun. Bye, you guys.